Hey everyone, today we look at how to play Splat Attack. It's a 2 to 4 player game from IDW Games. So I have the game already set up. If you need to know how to set it up, you can always look at my video simply by clicking the eye icon in the top right corner. And first of all, the objective of the game is simply to get those cool point token. So it's basically those tokens. Or these ones, or you can get points from these tokens also. So during the course of the game, each player will be able to activate 2 of their character, and each character will be able to do 2 actions. I will explain a bit later which actions you can take. Next thing we're going to look at is the character board and the character card. So on the character board, we have the character grid. So that's where we're going to place our Splat token during the course of the game. Also here, we have the name of the ability and the text. So what is basically explaining what the ability is. Then here on the bottom, we have his aim, his range, and his speed. But I will explain a little bit more in detail later. Now we're going to look at all the possible action you can do during your turn. The first one you can do is a move action. So, for example, if I have SpongeBob here, and I want to move him, I come to his card and I look at his speed. So he's got a speed of 2. So I can move him 2 square. The first move, if I want, I can pick up SpongeBob and I can either move it this way, this way, this way, or this way. But since it's the first move, he can also go diagonal. So if I want, I can go onto this space. I can, even though there's another player, as long as I don't stop, but I have a speed of 2, so I'm gonna have to move again. But that's the second move, so I cannot go on a diagonal again. So I would have to go here, 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 or here. I cannot go again like this. So let's say I can go here. So that would be my movement. So I move 2, so on my first move, you can move diagonal if you want. And on the second or third, depending on how much speed you have, if we look at Sandy, so she's got a speed of 3. So she can move 1 and then 2, 3. And that's it for movement. Another action you can do during your turn is a throw action. So for example, let's say SpongeBob wants to throw some food to Phoebe. First thing you're gonna have to look at is his character card. And look at his aim. So he has an aim of 2. Next thing is, which card are you going to play? So for example here, he wants to play Krabby Deluxe. And he's got a food rating of 5. So that means he's going to take 5 dice plus 2 because he's got an aim of 2. So he's going to get a total of 7 dice. And let's say that's what I rolled. So for example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 hit. So those symbols are hit. And you have 50% chance of getting a hit. And then there's 2 sides with nothing and 1 side with a danger. So for example, let's say that's what we rolled. So that means Phoebe would get hit 4 times. But if we look at Phoebe, once per turn, when Phoebe or another figure within 1 space of her is the target of a throw, you can remove 1 die, showing a hit result. So we're gonna remove 1. So that makes it a 1, 2, 3, and the danger here. So this basically is you can turn this danger into a hit. So let's say we're gonna do this. Now I have 4 hit. But what does that mean is I have to take a danger token and place it on my character grid. So I'm going to grab a danger token and I'm going to place it wherever I want. So let's say I'm going to place it here. And the more you do it, the more likely you will become a target. Here's why. So I got 4 hit. So that means that Phoebe will need to take a total of 4 hit. So we look here on the card, that's a purple. So that means I'm going to have to pick 1 from the purple. I put 1 aside, but technically you would have to pick it from the bag. So Phoebe would have to do it. And then place it on her character board. So if we look here, we got to make sure that it covers all 4. She can't put it here because there's only 1 left, so it has to go here and cover a total of 4. So if she places it this way, it covers 1, 2, 3, 4. This one can be outside because it doesn't need to cover any space since it only has 4 hit. If it would have a 5th hit, then she would be splat and she would be out of the game. But here, it covers a danger token. So whoever threw the food gets that token, and that's 1 point at the end of the game. So that's why you don't want to hand up with too many of these, because you're going to become a very good target, because good potential for points for others. So you just keep that for the rest of the game. And that's it. And another thing you can do is look at what is on the bottom here. So here we have, after the target is hit by this food, their player must discard 1 random food card from their hand. So you can decide to take another danger token. So let's say I do it. So I'm going to take a danger token. I'm going to place it on my board. And that means whoever owns Phoebe needs to discard 1 card. So it would be face up and in the discard pile. Next thing also that you have to look for is, let's say I played this card. So it has a 3 here. So that means if you get a direct hit, so that means if you get 3, not 4, not 2, but exactly 3, you get to do the special ability of the card. So if you don't have a danger token, you might have a direct hit. So if you score a direct hit with this food, you can choose where to place the food splat token on the target's grid. So for example, let's say this wasn't here. And so I need to pick an orange. So I go in the orange bag. I pick 1 token and I get to place it because I got a direct hit. So let's say I want to place it this way. And that's it. That's what a direct hit does. So you get to choose where to place it and not the other way around. Once you've played the card and you did all the effects of the card, the food card is discarded in the discard pile. After this is done, once the player plays the splat token, or that you did if you got a direct hit, like in this example, so we got a direct hit, you get to take 1 cube, so a cool point. So let's say during the course of the game, Phoebe got those 2. So since SpongeBob did hit Phoebe, he gets to take 1 ice cube from her, but he can't look at them. It has to be random. So he can either take this one or this one. He can't take this one unless he's got a direct hit, but which in this case, we did. So we would be able to take this one if we want to. But if we wouldn't have had a direct hit, so let's say either a 4 or a 2, we can't take this super cool token. So I could take the super cool token since we got a direct hit and place it on my character sheet. So that is if you got a direct hit only. Otherwise, he can take this one and this one, or this one, sorry. And once you took a token, so in this case, I took this one, I can look at it. So in this case, we got a 3 points. So I flip it back and I can't look at it until the end of the game. So you need to remember what it was, because you won't be able to look at it again. Next thing we're going to look at is what happened when the character has no more room. For example here, when SpongeBob threw the milk balls, then let's say he got 2 hits. Well, it's impossible, because she can't cover this and this one at the same time, because she can't go over another food token. So you can never place, for example, she would have to pick this one And then she can't cover both at the same time because you can never have one token over another token. So she would have to, there's no way she can do it. So basically this character is Splat. And what happened is the character, so SpongeBob, would get to take those two, so all the remaining danger token, so that's 2 points he would get from that. All of these are returned to the bags, so in the launch bag. And the blue one, returning the blue one, and the cool points would go back to where she was. So her figurine would be removed from the board, and you turn it around to say that it's been splat, so this person won't be able to use that character anymore. And by doing so, SpongeBob get a reward of a super token. So when you splat a character, you get a super token. So you can look at it and you place it down, and remember, you can't look at it again until the end of the game. The last action you can do on your turn is a gather action. So basically is, let's say for SpongeBob, he does a gather action. First thing he's going to do is get 2 food cards from the pile. So one at a time. So he gets one, put it in this 100 card, this should be face down, and he gets a second one. And if he's standing on top of a cube, he gets to take it. So he would get nothing, no points. But no one knows. And if he would have been standing here, so here we have 2 tokens. So if he would have been standing here, he gets both token. So you always get all the tokens that are on your space. So once you've done your 2 action with 2 character, that's the end of your turn. So you got to look at how many cards you have. For example, here I have 5, so I'm okay because I can have a hand limit of 5. But if I would have 6 cards, then I would have to discard one of my choice. So let's say I don't. So since I don't want this one, so I just discard it. And then that would be the end of your turn, and it would be the next player's turn. So you keep playing like this until one of 2 things happen. Either all the super cool token have been claimed, or until one team is completely splat. Then the game ends right away. And once the game is over, all that is left is counting the points. So you're gonna turn around all the cool point token or super cool point token you have. And simply count them. So here that's 0, 0, so that's 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 0, 13. So I would have 13 points with the cool token or super cool token. Next thing is those danger tokens. So I would have 1, 2, 3 points. So I said 13, so 14, 15, 16 points. These ones do not count if they are on your character grid. Okay, so you do not count those, only the one you got from other players. And that's it. Whoever has the most points win the game. If there's a tie, is whoever has the fewest splat token on their character grid. So that's it. That's how we play Splat Attack. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And if you've played the games or would like to play the games, I'd like also to hear your comments. And if you've enjoyed my video, please don't hesitate to subscribe or to do a little like on the bottom of the video. I would really appreciate this. Thank you, and have a good day.